going in as 2-score underdogs at home in Fayetteville against the Tennessee Volunteers, and they win 14-19 behind a game-winning drive by their backup quarterback, backup running back in the game. And they came in and made things happen. Huge win for Arkansas, field storming, big emotion for them. Arkansas's got to feel so strong going forward into what's to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arkansas should feel really good about what's going to be coming up for them. That game gave a lot to build on. I would say the main two things to build on is your quarterback room looks pretty decent. Taylor Green played, you can build off his best game. He made some really key throws during this game. When they were after Tennessee scored and took that lead, they were able to drive down the field, and they had a really big pass to Andrew Armstrong. I think a big 30-yarder to show that they have the ability to sustain drives and to make big plays when it matters. And that was the difference we saw, for me, what I saw in this game from Arkansas, that I think if they could build upon, this puts them in a different class of a team now that I've seen it.
Yeah, they're definitely moving offensively in the right direction. They could be. I say this about so many teams, but they could be undefeated right now. Like the Oklahoma State game was so close. With A&M, they had that shot there at the end of the game. With the strip sack there. But if you're looking at Arkansas and you're a fan of another team like LSU, Texas, or Ole Miss, you're now all of a sudden like, okay, maybe if you didn't watch those other games, you're on watch now. You're like, okay, this is a team that could upset any of these teams, and I wouldn't feel crazy about it now.
No, not at all.
I mean, and you mentioned sustained drives. Like they're one of the best third down teams in the country. I think they're second in the nation or something like that, or top 5 in the nation for third down conversions per game. And this was one of their worst third down conversion games, but you saw it come up in huge plays. They got out of the safety on a 3rd and 15.
Yep, big play of Jaquinda Jackson there.
Huge,
really big,
huge.
really big run.
They had 2 third down conversions on the drive before that. And I don't think that they even left it all out on the field. Like they left points that they could have scored. So I think if you're looking forward for Arkansas, like they missed a field goal. They had a couple drives in the red zone that could have gone better. So it could have even been more than that. Your 2 best offensive players also got hurt, and you had the 2s in there, Malachi Singleton and Braylon Russell, and they made it shake. So
yeah,
good for them, man. Good for Arkansas.
Good for Arkansas. And they had another running back who was playing pretty impressive. Big boy. I think he was like number 0.
Yeah, Braylon Russell.
Bumbling and stumbling to his over 50 or 60 yards that game. And so it's like you said, if you had to find something to improve upon, it's taking advantage of those points you left on the field and turning that into touchdowns. They had a key turnover in the game as well, and they were able to turn that into a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. So just overall great performance from Arkansas, a lot to build upon. I'm really happy for Sam Pittman. I'm sure he feels a lot more relieved after taking down a top 5 team at home. Out there in Arkansas.
Yeah, and you got to feel like maybe we were wondering if he was going to have the job down the road, and like Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator there, maybe being the guy to take it. He could get a job at another school now after the defensive performance here. The blitz packages were kind of crazy. They dropped 4 into coverage a lot and sent 7, all kinds of unique blitzes. Nico's kind of living on the run back there. They blocked their running back on more plays than they usually do. So they didn't have that extra option for a pass play because they were, Landon Jackson was living in the backfield to sack a couple hurries. So the defense, I think, for Arkansas gives their offense, which even in this game, they're shaky at times for consistency. It gives them so much more room to work when you're holding a team like Tennessee to 14.
Oh yeah, when you got guys like Stephen Dixon and TJ Metcalf in the secondary who are who both can make big hits, but also can play great ball from a defensive back perspective. It really helps, and you saw a lot of those stunts this game. Nico was taken down, I think, 6 times, which is the most he's been taken down all season. Recorded his lowest passer rate in this game, and so that's to me a byproduct of what this Arkansas defense led by Travis Williams at DC was able to do, and just in a really impressive performance, slowing them down and whatnot in this game.
Yeah, and wrapping on Arkansas, they have a bye week this week, and then they get LSU back in Fayetteville again. That's another huge one that I feel like Arkansas has a good shot at taking down. They can put some pressure on Nussmeier. We'll break that game down when we get to week 8. But you got to feel good if you're Arkansas.
You got to feel good. I mean, if I'm looking at their next 3 games, LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss, I think those are all winnable games.
Yeah.
So you got to feel good coming off of this win. Got to take them one at a time. But man, that's gotta be a good one. Woo Pig Suey for sure. So